You play WoW, and you own Logitech. With WoW G910, you can link them together in the most dynamic way. This video will walk you through installing it on your Windows PC. WoW G910 is also available for Mac. And while G910 is in the app's title, this program will control the lights of any Logitech keyboard that uses LGS, including the G Pro, the G512, and the G513. Let's start by setting up LGS. And when we open up LGS, you probably are going to want to set up a gaming profile for Warcraft that will allow you to set up your G key macros as you see fit, and maybe your gaming mode lockout keys. But what's really not important is going in and spending a lot of time on a lighting profile for Warcraft here in LGS. As we're going to show, WoW G910 has a superior lighting programmer for the game, and it offers several other advantages. So what you put in the lights here really doesn't matter. What is important to confirm, if you go down here to the Settings tab on the General page, this Allow Games to Control Illumination must be turned on, or WoW G910 won't work, so make sure that is turned on. Okay, we'll do that. Close the big window. All right, the next thing to do is download the program from the web page. So you're going to want to go to www.jdsoftcode.net. And when you get to the home page for that, you will see WoW G910 over here on the top left. Go to the Download tab, and that will pull up the versions of the program, including Windows. So if you click the icon here and click that you want to save it, you will download the new version of the program. Once the program has downloaded, we can go ahead and open the folder where it's gone to, our Downloads folder. And you'll see there is a zip file located there. We can open that up. A couple of files here. Now the one the application is in is WoW G910. You're going to want to put that somewhere where you can run it. For me, I'm just going to drag it over here to the desktop and begin that copy process. Eventually you'll probably want to move this into your program files folder. Now the file has finished copying, we can open that up. And if you scroll down the list here, you will see that WoW G910 EXE, that's the program we want to use. Now for convenience, I'm going to go ahead and right click here and pin it to the taskbar, but however you choose to make your programs readily available, any one of those will work. Okay, now that it's there, I can click that to open it up. And what you're probably going to see is Windows security warning that, hey, you downloaded this from the internet, are you sure you want to run it? You just click the More Info button right here, and then click Run Anyway, and the program will open right up. Okay, so we can see that the program has connected to the driver successfully, so WoW G910 should be able to control your keyboard lights at this point. To confirm that, just come right down here to the Light Test button, click on Light Test, and you will see the keyboard turns a red and white color to indicate that connection is working just fine. Now, you may have noticed that the settings box says the calibration settings aren't found. We're going to take care of that in just a couple of moments when we get into WoW. But right now, I will just point out the Help button. The other buttons and controls that we're going to be looking at here are all described in this document that you'll get when you click the Help button. It shows you how to calibrate the program, what all the buttons and various options are, what the slash commands for the add-on do, and some other notes on how to set up action bar cooldowns, which we'll get to a little bit later. What we want to jump into now is setting up the keyboard color program for our keyboard. So if we click this Program Colors and Keys button, you will see that you get a diagram here with lots of colors on it that you can start setting up. Now, you could, by turning off this option right here, jump into using the program immediately, and it will take that lighting profile that was in LGS that is going to be shown on the computer, and it will simply add some animations on top of that. But it works much better if G910 has full control of the colors, and then it can integrate the animations more smoothly. So I recommend you keep that option on, and then with this interface here, we can set up the colors we want to work with. To pick any color, just click the button over here and paint across the keys, and they will change color. This is the same as the freestyle mode in LGS. I'm going to set up a profile now to play WoW. In order to change any of these colors, all you have to do is click on the color swatch and pick a new color. Now, as I said, one of the features in WoW G910 is to change the colors of certain buttons depending on whether action bar slots, whether your spells are ready or on cooldown. In order to set that up, you want to use this set of options over here. You click the Show Cooldowns button, and now you can identify keys that will change colors to match spells. In order to determine which keys are changing colors, we're going to click this Map Keys to Action Bars button. Do we want to save changes? Yes, we do. All right, so you can see that this is the setup of the action bar slots for WoW Battle for Azeroth. The main action bar is located here, and these slots are mapped as the WoW default for the number row keys right over here. Above that is what's known as the bottom left action bar, and I have that currently mapped here for my F keys to match the status of these action bar slots. Later in WoW, I would need to go in and change my key bindings to match what's set here on these menus. And currently I don't have anything over here for the new bottom right bar that extends out a little bit. But if I did want to use those, I just click this menu here and pick any of the keys on the keyboard that I want to have pay attention to that slot and change colors. Once I set those up, go back and reopen this main window. So as I said, I got the number row keys set up, so let's set some more colors for those. So you can set up whatever works for you. I just have some bold colors set up over here. And now those are the colors that they will appear when the spells in those slots are ready. When they're not ready, they'll turn this dark color over here, which you can also change to something else if you like. But if you click that preview button, you'll see they all get dark. And so those keys will show dark when the spells aren't ready and bright when they are ready. When those spells come back on ready, they're actually going to blink rapidly for a short period of time, and you can set that blink period right here. So now when each spell comes back ready, it will flash for 1.5 seconds. Now this setup is great, but because we have some very dark keys, this isn't ideal for typing on. So we can take care of that right over here. If we flip this control over here to Profile 2, you'll see we have a whole nother setup that we can set additional key colors. And if we select this option right here, these colors will appear every time a typing box appears in WoW. So let's set up some attractive colors in here real quick. So now we have a lighting profile set up. That's pretty good for typing. And if we flip back, you can see profile. Oh, we want to change changes. Yes. Profile 1, we'll be using that for gaming. Profile 2, we'll be using that for typing on. And you can see there's one other option here for single color mode for G13. If you click on that, all the keys become a constant color, whatever A is. That's if you have a keyboard that does not have the per key lighting, such as the G213. But you can still get the colors to change on those keyboards, except it's all one color. But for the G910, we want to go ahead and have a setting like this. Now the application is all ready. We have to get WoW ready. So let's go ahead and install that add-on. Now here's one of the big conveniences in WoW G910. If you simply click that button right there, it's going to open up battle.net for you. And this is an easy way to get to installing your add-ons. If you come over here with WoW selected, go to Options, and if you show and explore where your WoW is located, you need to open your World of Warcraft folder, and you need to look in this interface folder. You'll find a folder called Add-ons. Now if we go back to where we downloaded our zip file, there's a G910 XMIT folder in here. That needs to be added to your WoW add-on. So we'll just click and drag it over there. And just that quickly, it's copied it over. If we double click that, you can see that G910 XMIT is now located in World of Warcraft add-ons. So we can close that out. Now we're ready to launch WoW. Now that we're in WoW, we want to make sure that the add-ons install properly. So we click the add-ons button over here, and you can see that G910 XMAC 2.0 is in fact enabled. We need to check one other setting to make sure that the program can see the add-ons events happening properly. So hit the menu and check System. You need to make sure under the Graphics tab that the display mode is windowed full screen. That is the only mode that will work with WoW G910, windowed full screen. Okay, and with that, we're ready to enter the world. Because this is the first time we've logged in with the add-on, we're going to have to calibrate the application to our WoW screen. So in order to do that, you need to type /G910 calibrate. You'll see acknowledges that it's in calibration mode. You need to Alt-Tab back over to WoW G910 and click the calibrate button and then click it again. As soon as you do that, switch back to WoW. You should be hearing a high-pitched tinging noise to be followed by the Windows ta-da sound, meaning that calibration was successful. And in fact, if you now Alt-Tab back, you should see a message here that indeed calibration was successful, and you're now ready to play the game. The quickest way to see that that's happening is go ahead and hit that return key to open the chat module, and as soon as you do, you'll see the keyboard changes into chat mode. Close it, and it goes back again. Chat mode, out of chat mode. There we go. Now let's see if some of the other animations are working. So we will check here in with the unfriendly innkeeper and see we want to buy something. So let's go ahead and buy some of these. When I do, you'll see the animation for gold going out plays. And as I sell those back to him, I will now have some silver coming in. So that's working. We can go ahead and check some of the other features. You'll see that some of these action keys have now synchronized to all of my spells that are on. If they ever get out of sync, all you have to do is /G910 CDR for cooldown reset. And if any of the lights are not synced up with the action bars on screen, they will resync at that point. If, for instance, I've got my Consecrate on 8 and it's lit up, as soon as I hit number 8, drop my Consecrate, you'll see the 8 key has gone dark, same as the action bar, and as soon as that comes around to ready again, the 8 key starts blinking for that second and a half, and now it shows me I'm ready again. So if we go ahead and head down here, we can get in some combat. One of the features, of course, is when you're in combat, the keyboard starts flashing. So let's get a hold of this guy and start hammering him. You'll see that keyboard is flashing. If I cast a spell down there, that goes on cooldown. Hit another one. Now he's dead. We got this other one. We're in combat with that. And as soon as combat is over, the keys go back to normal. Well, now we're in combat again with this guy. We can hit him and blast him out, Consecrate. Now I've got some corpses down here, so if I click to loot on them, you'll say, oh, I got some gold. So there's gold coming in, animation playing. So it's all synced up to make playing the game much more interesting than otherwise. If we pull up and change the talent spec right here for a moment, you'll see an animation that plays across the keyboard, and there it is. And as the action bars update to the new state, you'll see the cooldown lights all update in real time as well. So that's it. See the website if you need more information on how to set up the app or troubleshoot any problems. And other than that, have fun and WoW.